that you have said that we are uniquely wired to transform imagination into reality, and how we can move the what if into here it is. So, like, how do we do that?
Well, everyone comes from a different place with creativity, and I'll give the extremes. Someone who has been a creative soul their whole life and has been incredibly successful with it. Okay. And that could be business, that could be music, that could be almost anything you could think of. The other extreme is someone, and I'm talking adults now, that tears my heart apart, that says, you know what, I'm not creative. I have no imagination, right?
Right.
And to get back to when we're all kids, we all are born with an innate sense of creativity and imagination. And as our education process is limited to the basics, and the teachers never have enough time, parents are busy, somehow creativity and imagination is ignored, right? Except for a few valued souls who are brave and courageous and want to, on their own, strike out and figure out what that is. And the problem is that it does kind of take a courageous soul, because when you're creative, the basis of it is success and failure, right? It's kind of like doing a painting. If you're doing an oil painting, it's great. You can say, okay, I'm going to change that blotch into a tree. But if it's life, it could be a business mistake of 10, 20 million that you didn't look at the stock process. Or it could be someone just like you and me, just a normal guy trying to make a living, and you try to create something new and it doesn't go forward. What I have created in the book, Conquering the Chaos of Creativity, and the latter one, Inspirations, which is kind of a entree into that, quotes of inspiration, is you have to start somewhere. So that's a really circuitous, long-winded answer to the point. Everyone starts somewhere, and never be afraid of where you're at. Take the first step. Take the first moment, if it only comes down to that. But take that moment and try to pursue it and hold on to it, because everyone comes from a different place. And to answer your question, it could be a week-long sabbatical and me attending to each person's psyche, where they're at and how to move them forward. It's almost like being a psychologist, because everyone comes in with a certain state of awareness of what problem they have, and you have to tune it to that person. So I have a whole chapter in the book about psychological creativity, because that is an essential approach. So as you can see, I'm rather long-winded and verbacious about this point. So I'll shut up and let you interview me.
Well, no, it's good. This is really good. It reminds me, I don't know if you see the parallel here, Doug, but reminds me of the concept of mindset, where you're fixed mindset versus growth mindset. And I think some people are very fixed mindset about creativity. Well, I'm not creative. And I think the idea that you're talking about is shifting to, look, I can grow into it if I actually try and do and are willing to put myself out there. Is that fair?
Yeah, again, the audience is, probably in the spectrum that I talked about.
Right.
Very creative to people that say they're not.
Right.
And it sounds self-aggrandizing, but the reason I wrote the book is not for profit, but to teach. Get the book on Conquering Chaos, because all your questions are there in this rather voluminous book. I wanted it to be simple. My publicist wanted it 200 pages. It came out to about 650.
Wow.
And even then I wanted it to go on. But the point is that the book, you can enter at any point, just like in life. If you're not you haven't accepted creativity as part of your process in life, there's places you can go. If you're like a scientist trying to break some laws of, or how do I say it, harness some laws of gravity or thermodynamics in relation to whatever you're doing, there's places that will lead you as well. It's kind of like an environment to walk into. And I know this is far beyond what we can talk about today. So I'll stop with this comment. The most important thing is to wake up in the morning and be inspired and think about what you're going to do today. Because if I look back at what I've done and rest on my laurels, I'd probably just play golf all day, right?
Yeah.
And travel. But I have to forget that. I have to look at what is before me. What is the inspiration of today? And that's the one message that I would like to send to everyone listening. You've got to find the inspiration of the day and seize it. And if you can't seize it, at least look at it.
Love that.